our hearts be acceptable to you, O God, our rock and our strength. Unfortunately, I only came to know Rosa, and that's how I knew her, under the most unusual of circumstances, not only because of COVID, but certainly exacerbated by it. You see, Rosa reached out to Vassar Temple back in the fall, on the phone, of course. There was nothing in person back then, as we recall. And she shared what seemed to be the wildest story of reclaiming her Jewish lineage, most likely kept hidden as a means of survival from generations past in her family. Not an uncommon path, especially among Sephardic Jews going back to the Spanish Inquisition. She said she had ritual items she didn't fully understand from her grandparents. She knew it in her soul from her dreams. At some point, she began researching this path as she did with the passion with which she approached everything in her life, and found a synagogue to help her learn more and experience the deep spiritual connection that she felt in her heart to this newly reclaimed faith. So of course I spoke with her on the phone, and she told me something of her life story, and I certainly felt for her unremitting pain. But I saw her only in the very small viewer screen during our Zoom services. But she was becoming, even by distance, a part of our community. So at each of our Sabbath services on Friday nights, we share together in healing prayer, and then we also share a moment where people get to share birthdays, anniversaries, some joyous moment in their lives. So it was back in February that she shared the joy of her 20th wedding anniversary and her marriage to John. And then, still unbelievably, just about 2 weeks ago, we got a call from John to the synagogue. And the first time I actually met Rosa in person was in the ICU. I sat with her and offered for her the Jewish prayer for healing that we had offered communally on Zoom all those weeks. And I know it meant a great deal to her. And sadly, I think it was the last time that she actually spoke to me. But it was only when I visited her at her home just last week that I saw the photos of the real Rosa. And I started to hear stories about her, and came to now understand the name Pile that on her list, on her membership form, had a gazillion different names. And I learned about this Mexican tradition of using your second name instead of your first name, which I'm not sure why they did in that order, but that's the Mexican tradition. So how you called Rosa said something about how, at what point in her life you knew her. And it was so rewarding to know what a full and happy life she once had, what a rebel she was as a kid, and how that spirit infused her being, giving her the strength to continue to strive, to overcome the disabilities, to fight pain, to learn how smart she was, how much she loved her family and how they loved her, how she enjoyed life to the fullest, loving to travel, to explore, how she appreciated nature and the beauty of the world around her, and how she kept little keepsakes of all those experiences. So here, as we so sadly and reluctantly gather to bid a farewell in this context to Rosa, to Pile, there are no better voices than those who were in her closest circle. Painful as it is for them to speak in this circumstance, they have chosen to speak, or to have others read their words, to remember their beloved Rosa, their beloved Pile, and I know that they will derive strength from all of you being here today to be able to do this, and as well in the difficult days ahead. Speaking first will be her husband John, followed by her brother Carlos, and And then her nephew Chris, with whom she was so very close, and who has just been an incredibly unwavering support and rock for John these weeks. And then Teresa, who will read her mother, Teresa. Okay, so they'll